Hi, Duncan from 6.5. So we're going to give you a very quick background as to how to use BaseCamp in principle. So there's two fundamentals to BaseCamp. The first one is discussions and the second one are to-dos and to-do lists. Let's start with discussions. So the purpose of BaseCamp is to take away any ambiguity and allow everybody that's involved in the project to be transparent and accountable for what it is that's being done. You'd use a discussion where normally you might think of sending an email. So refrain from sending the email about the project, come into BaseCamp and go to discussions. So you'd sit in discussions and you post a new message and you'll notice that it's really very much like writing an email. So this one's about email hosting and I'm going to ask Laz and Lisa, where is your email hosted? Once I'm done, I can decide who I want to email it to. So in this case, I'm going to select Laz and Lisa, and we're going to post Nathan as well, and we're going to post the message. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to receive an email with exactly that in it, and they can hit reply to the email. They don't have to come back into BaseCamp. So once you've created it in BaseCamp, it can behave like email, which is great because not everybody wants to come into BaseCamp every time. You can, of course, come in here and add another comment. So that's discussions. And the way you would use a discussion is when there's no direct or single activity that needs to occur off the back of it. If there is an activity or something that's actionable, then what you're actually probably looking to do is create a to-do, right? You want something that says, go and do this, and once it's done, tick the box, cool, it's done, we can move on with our lives. So this is where we're looking at to-dos. Now to-dos are divided into lists, so we've got a list here called moving the hosting, and then we've got items within that list. So you can be as granular as you like with to-do items. But the really cool thing about them is that you can assign them to people and they can get dates on them and so on and so forth. So let's start with the to-do. So we're going to create a quick to-do list and we're going to call it Make Demo on BaseCamp. Alright, now in that Make Demo on BaseCamp we've got to record the screencast and I'm going to assign that to me and I'm going to say it needs to be done today. There we go. Now I'm going to get an email on April the 2nd that says, hey, Duncan, record the screencast is due. Now, any of these items, anybody can come in, they can find them and they can say, oh, there's something I need to add to that. So what have we got to do? What does everybody else need to know? We've got to highlight the difference between a to-do and discussion. Again, just like a discussion, we can talk about this to do. So I can add a comment here and I can decide who wants to see it. That will turn it into an email thread and people can respond to the email. So, quick recap. Once you've got your BaseCamp project, your discussions, which are up here, are things where they're kind of open-ended. We need to discuss a bunch of stuff in order to be able to decide exactly what path we're going to take. And once we've decided the path we're going to take, those are going to create to-dos. Likely we'll create a list, which will be a high-level version of what it is that's going to be achieved. And then there'll be lots of actionable tasks assigned to people with dates that will make this project work. That's a quick overview of discussions and to-dos in BaseCamp. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.